If you're a regular watcher of RPM, you'll know that our first link usually has the car parked, sun shining, lovely background. And I'm sure there is a lovely background, except it's stuck behind all the clouds and rain that we have where we are at the moment. We're in the Cape, in case you hadn't guessed, for the launch of the new Mercedes-Benz S-Class, a car that they claim is the best automobile in the world. And straight away, saying that raises a few issues for me. Namely, what is it the best at? Luxury, comfort, technology, style? Mercedes-Benz reckon their S-Class is unbeatable at all of the above, and while it is a model that is widely regarded as a pioneer, particularly of safety, and the one everyone wants to beat in the luxury saloon segment, it wouldn't be my choice. I prefer the Jaguar XJ because it's a far more emotional thing, and although it can't match the technological tsunami that is the S-Class, it's a fantastic drive and it's an amazing piece of car art. The rain stopped briefly, so we pulled over at one of those pretty backdrops I was talking about earlier. Thankfully, the S-Class is aspiring to be better to look at. It wasn't too many generations ago that it was a complete land barge with all the grace of a charging hippo. Now it's all soft lines and curves and subtle elements, except the grille, which is huge. A big grille for a big car, but one that manages to look a bit less bulky than the figures suggest. Where the previous S was a bit of an unsubtle thing, with a strong get-out-of-my-way attitude about it, this new one is far less belligerent, far more understated, but still able to convey a certain air of power and superiority. As the rain started coming down again, we started to get to grips with our long wheelbase test car, which has a few more centimeters than the standard S-Class. But there's something more interesting about this version than just extra legroom. For a long time, manufacturers have been making cars for the Asian market that are different to the ones they originally make for the rest of the world. But now Mercedes-Benz have got that the other way around, because the S-Class was first designed as a long wheelbase because that's the car they go for in Asia. So that means the regular S-Class, the one we get in South Africa, is a derivative of that car. There are lots of reasons to opt for a long wheelbase Mercedes-Benz S-Class, not least of all because you can choose between 5 different types of rear seats and a thing called the first class rear suite, which is basically business class in the back of a car, minus the hostess. The interior of the S-Class is the most obvious place to see why the model is a benchmark. So, what's been updated for the S-Class interior? Everything. New materials, new layout, new systems, and of course new technology, including 2 huge screens giving you all the information you need, and a new high-end hi-fi system. Made by Burmester, it comes in 2 flavors, the more intense of which will set you back 70 grand. It is a superb cabin, this. The silver wood trim is a bit hit or miss in terms of appeal, but the finish is undoubtedly some of the best you'll find anywhere. Mercedes-Benz have also worked out a very ergonomic solution to the problem of controlling the endless amount of interior systems. The screen on the left uses high-quality graphics and animations to help set up some of the less used functions, like the seat massaging, which is standard. There are dedicated switches for other more common operations like the aircon and function selection on what Merc call their Navitainment system. Getting your head around the amount of toys and technology in the interior is just an introduction to the masterclass that is the combination of engineering and software in this car. It quite literally surrounds you, from the dual sunroof above your head to the ride beneath you. There are a lot of cars with air suspension systems that the S-Class now gets as standard across the range. And they are very clever because they're computer controlled, so they react instantly to the road conditions beneath the car. But for Merc, that wasn't quite fast enough, so what they've done is, up there, they've mounted a stereoscopic camera that scans the road ahead and sets the suspension up for the road conditions that are about to arrive. That system, imaginatively called Road Surface Scan, works together with a fantastically named Magic Body Control to make sure that the car always feels as stable and as smooth as possible. It's only available as an option on V8 models like the 335 kilowatt 700 Newton meter S500 we're driving. Admittedly, not a lot of people buy an S-Class for its involving drive, but I have been quite surprised at how entertaining this car can be. Sure, it's not thrilling, but in sport mode, the steering is quite direct. There's lots of willing power from the V8 engine. All the electronics manage this car's weight really well. But if you're one of those people who doesn't want pure thrills, it's probably unsurprising to know that the S-Class is smooth and comfortable and easy. In fact, it's so easy it'll do a measure of the driving for you. Another in the very, very long list of safety stuff in the S-Class is active lane keeping assist, which will actually move the car back into its lane if you drift over the lines on either side. It's all part of a package that includes cruise control that will automatically maintain the gap to the car in front, a system that will help prevent rear-end collisions, and headlights you can keep on high beam permanently because they automatically adjust themselves to not blind oncoming traffic. It wasn't the easiest of days with the S-Class, but the car stayed composed in some pretty tricky conditions. Whether or not it is in fact the world's best automobile is still of course debatable, but there's no doubt that its world-first safety systems, pure luxury and enjoyable power combine to deliver one of the planet's best drives. The 335 kilowatt V8 in our S500 test car was almost always instantaneous and helped provide a surprisingly entertaining drive. The S-Class remains a leader in luxury and technology and is now more stylish both inside and out. Its safety and driving systems are the best in the world, although they are affected by heavy rain.